Hello, hello. Just double checking if the microphone is working. It seems like it is. Hello, everyone. I should probably start scheduling streams, hopefully. um, that'll keep me more on track and more consistent. Um, yeah. Welcome back to Valhalla. Cyberpunk bartending action. Let me just ping some of me social things. And make sure that everything else is up. Let me get my chat up. Okay. So it seems, I wonder how everyone is, given that it seems like it's the end of summer. It's been a hot one, hasn't it? Let's see. And I don't think there's anything else that, well, let's see. This summer, I'm sure that a lot of people are starting to go back to school. Well, I hope we get some more reasonable weather. It's been a hot one, to say the least. Let's see. What happened last time? We invited Dorothy to New Year's party. We talked to Ingram, which I finally remembered his name, and I think I have a definite voice for. And he and Jamie talked a bit about strong drinks. And Anna made a reappearance. She was being a bad influence. Let's just call her that. Anywho, we need to make up $2,000 before the end of today, otherwise Jill's out of the game. Well, best of luck, Jill. I have a feeling that this is designed to be slightly impossible, because making 2,000 tonight seems like a toughie. Good evening. Hey. Okay, so we've got almost everything, but we're still missing a couple of things for Saturday. And so I designate you, Gillian Applegate, as official guy who goes and buy the rest of the stuff. Applegate? I have no idea who that is. Why me? I could send Jill, but I wouldn't send a lady by herself. And I could go with her, but I believe the bar should have at least 2 people in the vicinity at all times. You're not going to say anything, Jill? If it means not being a delivery girl, I'm happy to fake helplessness. Fine. Give me that list. I'll be back sometime. Something tells me that you're planning something, boss. What gives you that impression? Call it... that was a voice crack. Call it a gut feeling. Did you know Gil has a crush? What? A client of his. A girl that owns a bazaar. She's been coming on to him for ages, and he's only just starting to open up. But he's taking steps backwards, and I'm not gonna let him. He's opening up for bloody hell's sake. That was not a good dodge. So the errands will take him to the bazaar, I take it. That's right. Oh, messed that up. Not focused at all, am I? Huh. Alright then, to the office I go. As for me, you know what? Like, let's just. I'm not gonna bother today. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Gil with a crush, huh? I think that's Donovan. This place. Great. Oh, if it isn't... Oh, it's Kiramiki. What voice does she have? Hey Jill, sorry, but is there anywhere I can hide? There's an unpleasant guy on my trail. Boss, the stalked woman incoming. The door's open! Go ahead, the door to the left. Thanks. Hello there! Oh, hi there! The other one, that's the bathroom. Wait, what's the dog doing in the bathroom? I mean, there is Mr. Donovan. Now, where did she... Oh, the hellhole. Perfect. Hey, kid, I'll have the usual. Right. Ah, he remembered me after 2 weeks. Wants a big beer. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. This seems right. The paper's been a mess lately. You'd think with all that happening, they'd stay to do more reports. But they're all asking for vacations, and I can't afford to be understaffed. So, I had to come up with some kind of reward for whoever produces the most reports. I see no difference in my feet, though. Mr. Donovan, I don't mean to sound rude, but do you know the infamy of the augmented eye with the general public, right? A shitty page that will do over-sensationalized anything, or that will over-sensationalize anything, and report useless things. Of course I know. Then why not try to rectify that image? To put it simply, I'm being clutched by the balls. In a non-pleasant way. Zaibatsu Corp and the company have an eye on every publication they haven't bought yet. Report on them once, and they'll find something to fine you with. Twice, and you'll find resources severely cut. Anything beyond that, and the best case scenario is that they'll buy the damn operation and keep it quiet. I know there are more newsworthy things than whatever it is their lackeys picked out that week. But if I overstep, my ass is on the line. Huh. Glad to see this hellhole is still in one piece. The BCC has been going apeshit on closing bars lately. Oh yeah, that. Yesterday they closed one that served as a key part of a drug trafficking ring. Last week they closed 3 small bars that served as illegal chicken restaurants. Huh. Not to mention, there are like 100 people who have BTC certifications but never use them. Instead, they keep those credentials around to stop police from raiding their homes or warehouses. I don't know about you, but it's obvious to me that some sort of restructuring will begin at BTC after this whole thing. Man, shit ran deeper than I thought. And no news outlet talks about that. Alright, kid. Let's try Moonblast now. Come again? Hey, even I have to break the routine from time to time. Moonblast. That's a new one for him. Moonblast 6 out behind. I hope everyone's having a pleasant end to the season. Oops. Mine has been fairly uneventful. Oh, blended. Well, it's been hot, but I imagine that would be the same for everyone. Tell me, are those out there more of a sorry, I just clicked my teeth and it hurt like hell. You guys more of a heat person, cold person, moderate temperatures? I'm more of a fall or winter guy myself. Maybe early spring at best. Here. Now let's see what the ruckus is about. So what brought you here? All right. Didn't you see a Lilum coming in here? Blue hair, big tits. She's the one from the Encore concert coming up. Not really. Did she jump on the roof then? Why were you looking for her? Did you want an interview? Not really. Just hitting on her. Hey, I said I was hitting on her, not hitting her. Stop glaring. Why though? Are you that bored? Don't you have like a family or something? Have you seen that girl? Hot as tits. Also, hot ass and tits. I'm suffering the weirdest combo of being hard as ever and curious as shit right now. I want to know just how detailed those King Class CIA models are, personally. And so you followed her. I've yet to meet a woman that can resist the charms of Donovan D. Dawson. You're in front of one, and I'm guessing you have quite the selective memory. Like I said, don't you have a family or something? A wife, but that wife cheats on me as much as I cheat on her. In fact, I'm pretty convinced she gets off on the thought of me cheating on her. So, that Lilum isn't here, huh? Isn't she like 3 years old? Anyways, it's weird. Not gonna talk about that. Gonna get me flagged. I'm probably already flagged. Doesn't matter. I'll have to find that busty enough replacement tonight, or I'll explode. Hey, after you're done glaring, please serve me a pile driver. Right. Oh, right. Let's give him a pile driver. Literally. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. All pile driver. Here. All right. Well, seeing as she's not here, I have no reason to stay. Maybe I'll find someone that looks a bit like her. The guy left. Oh, all right. Thanks for sheltering me, Dana. Hope your sister likes the video. No, thank you. Seems like you had a hearty talk. Your boss is such a fun person. Her sister is like a fan of mine, so I recorded a small video for her and took a couple of photos. How nice of you. It's nothing, really, and she did hide me, so it's at least I could do. But, well, we're here already. Mind giving me something sweet? Sure. Yeah, Miss Idol wants something sweet. Let's see, what's the most expensive thing? A piano woman, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All aged and mixed. Piano woman. Here. Thanks. So, do you know why Donovan was following you? I don't. But I wasn't in the mood to deal with him. His questions were a bit over the line last time, too. Not the worst I've dealt with, but I didn't want to humor him. I see. Seems like he was just trying to come on to you. You don't say. Well, not like he'd have a chance anyways. I'm not into older guys, and I'm already committed to a relationship. Ooh, wait. You are? It's not common knowledge, and the ones that hear it try to dismiss it as rumors, but I've been in a relationship with my producer for a while now. Really? We are both single, and that kind of stuff is bound to happen when you spend so much time together. But it all started when he read an entry I made in my blog about wanting to experience love and the like. He offered to help with that after he read about it, so thought, sure, why not? I already knew him well enough. It wouldn't hurt to try. How nice. He's a stick in the mud where planning is due, but he's a sweetheart otherwise. I see. You know, I met 2 of your fans lately. Really? Both of them seemed so excited when they were talking about you. It was amazing. I don't like the term fan too much. It strikes me as a bit pretentious, in my opinion. I have many fans. Doesn't sit so well. I like many people who like my music better. Fan invokes an uglier and more pretentious image of me. I do like what I do. Jill, do you like my music? To be honest, I mean, I'm literally playing her song right now, right? Yeah, Your Love is Like a Drug. Or Your Love is a Drug. To be honest, I haven't had much exposure to your work, but the few things I've heard are really good. And not gonna lie, having talked to you, I feel like I would support you even if I didn't like it. So nice to hear. Hey, this will sound familiar, but do you have anything like tea? Let me see, tea-like. Bitter but girly is fine too. Tea-like. It's traditionally brewed, luxury. Necessarily brown. Okay. It's like champagne in a cup. Drunkenness. Okay, dokie. No viewers today. That's fine. I've been fortunate enough to have quite a few people join me, so it's not unusual to have downtimes, especially when classes and whatnot are starting up for a lot of people. Everyone has their lives to live and whatnot, so I hope everyone's out there living their best one. And some unbearable. Bitter but girly. So let's see, bitter, girly, soft. Okay, sunshine cloud is 1. Okay, sunshine cloud it is. 1, 2, 1, 2. I feel all of a sudden dizzy. Rocks and blended. No karma trying for her. Because I believe she would like to stay not inebriated. Here. Yeah, this works. So, hey, you're King Class CHI-1A, right? That? I am. May I ask you something about your model? Sure. Are there any differences between you and the DFC-72? We both serve the same purpose, but DFC-72s have a port on their heads, which make them more versatile. My line lacks that, or the resilience of a DTO Detoids. DT01Ds. But we're a tad more polished elsewhere. More specifically, our voice emulators are more advanced and Our movements are smoother. I trade off functionality and power for appearance, you could say. Huh, I see. So, anything new for this concert? Well, it's an encore, so we're trying to make it the same for those who couldn't go to the first one, but we always try to spice it up. Like maybe with a surprise song or something. There was this one time I sang a cover of a song by VA-11. Of course, on return, they sang Your Love is a Drug. Ah, so you know the VA-11 girls? Really nice kids. You'd be surprised how different from their on-stage personas they are. Really. Suzu, for example, can be really childish at times. She also laughs a lot, and loudly at that. Meanwhile, Aina is a party girl through and through. If they're not on tour, she spends all her time partying like crazy. Huh, hard to believe. I mean, their image is that of stoic girls with little expression. Almost like a living Victorian dolls or something. Well, they wanted to pop out in public. They once told me if we want people to notice us, we have to break the cutesy idol concept. And so they took the opposite route by becoming cool beauties with melancholic songs. I wouldn't say they went the opposite way. The opposite of cutesy idols would be unkept, tone-deaf girls spewing vitriol and hate. True, I guess. Well, I gotta go, but let's have a sparkling star first. Or sparkle star. Sparkle star for Miss Idol. Sparkle star. I don't think I've served this before. Aged and mixed. Boop boop. Here. Sparkling. Well, it's always a pleasure, Joe. Please come again. Will do. Oh, the handsome bartender. Nice to see you. Boss, Gil's back. I'll take my break. All right. Save. Do. It's not to say to keep on playing. How long have I been streaming for? Average view duration. Okay, my average view duration is going down. Okay, I've been streaming for 22 minutes, roughly 23 minutes now. Note to self: buy oil for that door. You know what? I'm just gonna keep it this way. All right then. Gil, you're in my spot. Please. Oh, sorry. Also, you're cleaning one of the boss's chicken buckets. Did the boss ask you to do that? If I told you she did, would you believe me? Without a doubt. Let's go with that then. Right. Greetings. Ah, Stella. What can I get you? I'll go with a bleeding chain today. A bleeding chain for Stella. Been making that a bit more frequently too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bleeding chain. Here you go. Thank you. What brought you here today? Waiting for Say? I came by myself, actually. I was in the area and stopped to say hi. Oh. It's pretty interesting, though. When I first saw you, I doubted you'd ever come here again. Well, I came... well, this place is comfortable, I must admit. So, quiet and secluded. It's also clean. Really clean. Gil is the one you can owe that to. The guy that takes pride in how clean he keeps things around here. If you ever need cleaning staff, he's a nice pick. Really? He's a bit out of it today, though. I see. Hey, Jill. Have you heard of the new gold rush in the city? Gold rush? Everyone's paying a small fortune to get their hands on a piece of the White Knight suits. I think I heard or read something about that. I'm having doubts, so probably not. In any case, how's it a gold rush? Well, the tech behind the suits was always safely guarded, but after the events at the bank, the suits were remotely shut down, breaking many of them in the process. Many units dropped their armor right there and fled when the lynchings went on. Any White Knights still stuck in their suits had to take off their armor manually to run away. It all happened in the middle of the lynching, so they'd be sitting ducks if they didn't. Some weren't that lucky. They got beaten up while they weren't able to move. So, between the suits becoming glorified paperweights and many White Knights going on the run, there ended up being a lot of junk lying around. But the whole scientific community is rejoicing. They're on the race to reverse engineer the suits and take as much technology as possible from them. And, of course, every single piece of armor fetch a high price these days. Could anyone profit from the research to justify those expenses? It's new tech, a whole new field ripe with patents just open for many. So I'd say yes. I mean, the BTC is literally a conglomerate built upon patents and trademarks. I can see how. This one is a weird case, though. There's this guy named Jack. He's the captain of a very unique Blitzkrieg group unit. Unique? The guy had a really small unit, 5 people including himself. The aesthetics of his unit's armor was heavily modded to the point that they looked like a squad of henshin heroes. Oh, like Power Rangers. What? They look really gaudy. But it turned out that the guy was actually broke through the software and disabled the remote switch. He has one of the few, if not only, suits of armor with the OS intact. To say they're among the most wanted people would be an understatement. You know a lot about this. It's interesting, the amount of things you hear when dealing with drunk people of all kinds in the same place. It also helps to put on a front that makes people lower their guard. That should sound familiar to you. True. Wait. Here's a freebie, a fun fact. The failsafe was originally going to involve the armor blowing up and leaving no traces, but regulations and laws didn't allow that kind of technology near civilians. Guess even Zybotsa Corp has its limits. People love to demonize Zybotsa Corps because, let's face it, they're far from innocent. But they're not evil overlords. They're just greedy. Just a big corporation. They just so happen to have control over what tantamounts to a city-state. But corporations will naturally resort to draconian methods. I've heard horror stories from people outside the city trying to use product placement. If you so much as hold a bottle the wrong way, or get in the way of a logo, you'll be in for lots of trouble. And let's not start with the theme parks or the like. Those are dystopias of their own. Then again, most of the demonization is due to Quincy being such a clown. He has no power anyways. He's just the front of that whatever he's just the front that whatever council behind Zaibatsu Corp chose. I can't read today. Woof. He makes a fool of himself, and the attention is taken away from whatever it is that Zaibatsu Corp is actually doing. Yeah. So, what we're saying that is that Glitch City is basically a huge theme park. I've actually called the White Knights glorified mall security in the past, so yeah. No, seriously, Hen, what? Can I get a Brantini here, please? Sure. Now let's give her a Brantini. Aged and mixed. Here. Thanks. So, I take it you're not in a good mood today? Or you're in a good mood today? Does it show? A bit. Yeah, well, I managed to nab a couple of tickets for the Kiramiki Encore concert. Nice. Oh, right. Turns out she was just here. Again? Sorry. Again? Can't believe I just missed her. I was surprised too. I was more surprised she might remember my name though. And like last time, she was quite a graceful client. Man. So those rumors about her being a really nice person were actually true? Amazing. I mean, you always want the famous people to be nice in real life, but having such backing to that claim is nice to hear. So she's nice to everyone. It's nice to hear, you know? In fact, many think that that's what made her so famous so quickly. How she's down to earth and totally accessible, making her someone everyone wants to root for. Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't want to feel like you're supporting crappy people. Although, to be honest, I've never put much thought into that. Hell, half the time, I have no idea who made what I use, nor do I care much. Being a nice person will take you far, though. My daddy, why'd I have to say it like that? Always insisted that being ruthless in the boardroom doesn't mean being an ass. And he has actually managed to get certain contracts over more powerful people, all thanks to being nice overall. Sounds like good advice. But more importantly, Daddy? Do you really believe me saying she was... Do you really believe me saying she was just here that easily? You're not the kind to lie about stuff like that, so sure. Thanks, I guess. That said... Then again, her outfit is really, really outrageous. Can you go to the concert so easily? Like, what about security and the like? My dad always has a unit keeping an eye on me from a distance. And you'd be surprised how easily I can disguise myself with a different hairdo and a cap. I see. I wonder if I could get in the disabled line with her wins. Although she'd probably nag me about she doesn't need it, and we shouldn't abuse that. Can you get me a classic drink? Sure, a classic now. Bleeding Jane. Oh. Classic drink, beer, 200. I need money, so... Oh, Bleeding Jane is also 200. How about frothy water? Okay, so let's get her... She already had a bleeding drain, so let's just get her a beer. Should I make it big? Let's make it big. Beer. Here. Thank you. Do you have many servants around the house, so? I do, but they've been with us for so long, they're pretty much family. My dad always, she changed it, said that if you earn someone's trust, they'll gleefully work for you, and everyone wins. We even had a young gardener that left to study engineering, and he actually came back. He still comes by every weekend to tend to the plants. That sounds nice. Let me know if you're ever in need of a job. I might find you something. Thanks for the offer. Wait. I just realized something's off with the whole gold tech rush story. Or tech gold rush story. What would it be? Wouldn't all the tech be patented anyways? I get trying to crack it in the first place, but well, I mean, technically, you don't necessarily need a patent for every product. A patent only really helps if it's local, right? Or domestic. Doesn't stop people from other countries and whatnot. So the best tool in this case is literally not telling anyone about it. What was it called? Trade secrets? That would be true if the tech was patented in the first place. It isn't? Zaibatsu have been so paranoid about making the White Knights untouchable that they never patented anything. A patent would be a database that someone could hack and retrieve valuable info from. Not to mention they've been using tech from other companies without any authorization. And no patent in the registry in their right mind would approve of that global shutdown signal. Let alone how it immobilized everyone still inside of those suits. So the ones that were upholding the law did so using suits that were by all means illegal? The irony runs deep, wouldn't you say? Why do it though? When you have so much money, you start thinking you can screw around with those rules. All the power makes you think you're above every law there is. And this city is what happens when those with money start making the rules. I'm curious though, have you ever covered up any screw-ups using money? I think we've all done things we're not too proud of at some point in our lives. Well, Jill, gotta go. Always a pleasure. Please come again. Ah, Alma. No hello? You're pretty insistent on that one, aren't you? It's basic courtesy. It's something I will fight to uphold. First, the greetings stop, then saying please and thank you stops, and before you know it, boom, total anarchy. You're exaggerating. I'm not. In fact, I'll go through that door again, and I expect you to properly greet me this time. Fine. Hello, Jill. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, nothing more." You overdid it. You totally overdid it. quoth the bartender, I did not. So, do you like poetry? I had a phase. Can I get you something? Let's start with a big cobalt velvet. Sure, a cobalt velvet for Alma. I don't know why I'm in that mood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All on the rocks and mixed. Boop, boop. Here. Thanks. Oh yeah. There's something I've been wondering for a while now. Does the name Shadowmaster 69's Chronicles ring any bell? Wow, you went pale. No, that name doesn't ring any bells. May 22nd. Today, my daily card readings told me that I'd meet great change thanks to an old man. My biology teacher told me I had been picked for an inter-school contest with my latest essay. I just knew a scientific theory on the idea of auras was as revolutionary as I thought. Soon, I'll bring the world into the occult science singularity. Later entries don't seem to have gone that well, though. Mentions of being laughed at, being lectured on why the essay was wrong. Jill. I made sure to delete that blog. No evidence should be left. I can think of at least 6 different sources off the top of my head that have all that stuff archived. Why? Sheesh. Relax. It's not that bad. What do you mean it's not that bad? Don't you realize how embarrassing it all is? We've all been young, Jill. Relax. It's not like you're still like that nowadays. That would have been embarrassing. You're not still like that, right? Oh God, Snow. I gave up on the whole occult stuff. It's just that remembering all that stuff is... I don't know. I like the way you looked. All dressed in black with the rare accessory popping out thanks to the colors. I mean, at least you had the decency to use makeup and take care of yourself. So you have a pick. Oh God, you have a bloody pick. Why do you have to do this to me? Why do you dig out the sins of my past? I was bored. Last Friday, I had to take my mind off the whole day and a thing, so I ran a small background check on you. Simple stuff, just checking the past internet activity. Please don't run background checks like that. I just used a search engine, you know? I didn't request documents or anything. What led you to that page? You do realize your main mail account... You do realize your main mail account everywhere is still the one you used back then, right? Like I said, relax. You're obsessed with occultism. I wanted to kiss all the boys. And I kinda almost accomplished that in middle school, which sort of haunts me today. Sigh. Oh. Huh. Never underestimate the lengths old classmates will go to track you down, especially if you think you're still the girl that kissed them for fun and they're lonely to boot. We all have things we're not proud of as adults. Now that I know how criminals feel when evidence is used against them, I have to ask, though, why 69? It was supposed to be 6'9", not 69, like a reference to both the lovers and the hermit. I was convinced it meant wise choices. Jill, there's nobody that would read that as 6'9". I was 12 at the time. Even at 12, I bloody knew what 69 was. Just how innocent were you back then? You have no idea. Well, let's sweeten things up a bit. I'll have a sugar rush. Sure. Sugar rush. Are they trendy now or something? 1, 2, 1. And sweet, curly, happy. Here. This is the thing. Say, Alma. Speaking of the past, what was your last long-term relationship like? That's sudden. You dug through my past. I've earned the right to dig through yours. Fine, fine. Long-lasting relationships, huh? Romantic ones, I'm guessing? Yep. Well, I've had about 4 boyfriends, who'd I describe as such, that I've introduced to my family and all. The first one was in high school. I broke up with him because he cheated on me. I remember the other girl trying to pick a fight, and me just saying, keep the bastard. The second one was during my freshman year. I broke up with him after he thought it'd be funny to pinch me in the arm, or punch me in the arm. He starts with a friendly hit, and before you know it... Anyways... The other guy I met shortly after I dropped out. He was interesting in marriage, but he wanted to get married only after half a year or so of knowing him. He was interested in marriage. Yeah. And then there's Richard. Who? I spent almost 4 years with him. We got along pretty well. We had awesome chemistry. I truly loved him. But as time went by, there was a rift that started separating us. He just didn't like my family. He didn't? Moreover, he wasn't a family person. He distanced himself from his own and voiced that he didn't want kids. There was a part of me that wanted to believe, even if just for a little while, a bit, but that maybe he'd change his mind. But as much as I loved him, that one detail brought a growing gap between us. And at one point, I just had to break up with him. But I'm not here to depress you. Bring me a beer, will you? Let's have a beer. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Boop, boop. Thanks for telling me about that. By the way, don't mention it. Okay, one more question and we're even. Wow, you really are embarrassed of that blog, huh? Sure, ask away. At what age did you get those implants in your boobs? Jill, I love you, and I know what you're saying. You're saying that in jest. But I've lived through so many rumors about getting plastic surgery that I can't and won't take it as a joke. As such, honoring our friendship, I'll just say this. They're real, and they're spectacular. Now, ask the real question before I slap you. I'll grant you that one, and only one chance to call me my full name as compensation, then. I'll gladly take you on that offer. It's funny that you mentioned slapping, because my real question was, why did you get your hands chopped? Chopped. Well, There's a couple of reasons. First is that I spend lots of time typing. The replacements help me avoid carpal tunnel. Oh. There's other utilities, like how I can interface with my devices. For example, there's a tiny computer embedded in my glasses. If I move my index finger, it acts like the computer cursor. There's lots more, but there's small things that don't sound that impressive when I say it out loud. How did your family take to the operation? They took it well enough, except my mom. She freaked out for months. She even went to the hospital to ask for my hands. Don't you miss them? Sometimes, but just during emotional moments. But as luck would have it, someone else has them. Shortly before my operation, there was an accident on the highway. One of the victims was a young lady whose right hand got completely crushed. I told them to check if we were compatible and all that. And, I mean, implants aren't everyone's first choice if they can get natural replacements. A bit of cosmetic treatment, and it could pass off as her original hand with no problem. Last I heard, we were compatible and the family agreed to the donation. I don't know what became of her, but I hope she's fine. You didn't tell your mom about that? I didn't want her to be pestering the poor girl. So, are we cool now? Are we even now? Are we? You were pretty pissed off about the comment regarding your boobs. Then again, I'm sorry. It sounded a lot less rude in my head. Yeah, don't worry about that. Besides, I get to call you Julianne once. And now you don't. Yeah? Why? You just called me by my full name. Are you serious? One chance and only one chance. And you just used it up. Damn it. Surprise! Hey, Alma, this might be a weird tangent, but do you believe in ghosts? Hey! None particularly, no. Although, there was this paper I read once that was quite interesting. It proposed a scenario where nanomachine clusters would leave the body after death, and then acted as collective hive mind through the residual brainwaves. The results would basically be an image not unlike a hologram. Of course, the hypothesis fell through because such nanomachine density is impossible in a body. Even 5% the amount needed is enough to make the blood too dense for the heart. And it's not like the brain waves are potent enough to create those reactions. Still, an interesting read, though. I see. Don't give me that look. It's not my fault that you're convinced yourself you're crazy. Well, I'll leave then. See you tomorrow. See you. All done? I am. What about Gil? For some reason, the idle girl left him like that, it seems. You think? It might have been a while he was out. True. Hey boss, you're a fan of wrestling, aren't you? I mean, you were a wrestler. I am. Yeah. Why? Just wondering, isn't wrestling fake? Aren't twin tails for little girls and teens in 8th grade? Aren't twin tails for little girls and teens with 8th grade syndrome? I haven't heard that actually written in English in a while. 8th grade what? When you get down to it, wrestling is as real as a soap opera. I mean, you don't really expect a legal lawsuit to be fixed in the ring, right? Sure, in my ideal world, you would solve legal problems through a good old wrestling. No, seriously, 8th grade what? But you don't go around calling soap operas fake. It's a show. It's just so happens to use fights as an expression. You might as well see it as a unique form of theater. Besides, considering the injuries many wrestlers suffer, it's not all fake. Huh, didn't think about it that way. Sadly, I won't stand for anyone bad-mouthing wrestling. So, now I have to go and break Gil's back to make you humble. Oh well, wait, what? Come here! Fuck, what? 8th grade what? Who would have thought we'd get a bona fide idol in the bar? Okay. Oh, we just made enough. You were charged 10 grand for your rent. Have a nice day. Jill will have a roof on her head for another month. This sense of relief will make sure she focuses at work. Okay. Well, let's save before I do something stupid. Okay, so seeing that we don't have anyone here, well, it says that someone is viewing, strangely enough, despite I don't have any concurrent viewers or anyone in the chat, but hello there if you are there. And well, thanks for your patronage. Thanks for being here and enjoying the experience with me. It's quite a unique experience, this Valhalla. And to everyone watching the VODs, thank you so much for watching. If you have something to say, feel free to leave a comment. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like. Maybe even share. And if you would like to keep hanging out, feel free to subscribe and ring that bell. It would help a lot. Anywho, thank you for watching, and it's ta-ta for now.